All rise. Support court with Judge Van der Bee is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1066, Ward case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Mr. Ward, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
All right, now, okay. Now, let me just kind of cut to the chase of the thing. I was engaged to the mama of his child, and we were just having a good time, and it was really getting ready to have a wedding, and the reception at Genghis Grill and everything was all set up. But unfortunately, she had fallen ill. COVID had got her, and then all of a sudden one day, she's just gone.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but I mean, I had to take little Malaysia into my arms and try to explain things. I call her my little bit, because...
As the courtroom session kicks off, Mr. Ward takes the floor with a heavy heart. Right from the start, we learn about a tragic turn. His fiancée, the mother of a young girl named Malaysia, passed away due to COVID. It's emotional and raw. He speaks about how he stepped in not just as a partner, but as a father figure to Malaysia, the 7-year-old daughter who quickly became his world. You can feel his love and commitment as he shares how deeply involved he became in her life.
And all of a sudden one day, she's just gone.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but I mean, I had to take little Malaysia into my arms and try to explain things. I call her my little bit, because we just kicked it off right away. I'm talking about pretty much on the first date that I went on with them, because she brought her with her on our first date, which makes a lot of sense. And we just have been...
And Malaysia is the child?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ward paints a heartwarming picture of life with Malaysia. From first dates to bedtime routines, he's the guy who learned that she likes broccoli, fish sticks, and even corn, with ketchup. It's those quirky details that make you smile and realize how much this man truly knows the child. He didn't just step in, he stepped up.
The old school did it and everything. And so we, our favorite hangout is the Sesame Place. She loves to go there. She saw one episode of Lego Masters, and I took her to the Lego place out there and the shops in Willow Bend and everything. So it's like, that's been my road dog. That's been my everything and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds like the two of you have a great relationship.
Oh, seriously. I mean, I just love having her, like my own child. And I feel like that she is actually my own child. I know that she only likes broccoli with ketchup, and she likes fish sticks with ketchup, and she likes corn with ketchup. I don't know what this thing is about ketchup.
Me either. I don't like ketchup like that.
I don't either. But I know how she likes that. I know that she's got to have that mood light on when she goes to sleep. I know that if I don't put those downy beads in with her blanket, that she's not going to sleep. So I do everything. I mean, I talk to the teachers. I got her on the after-school program. I mean, everything that...
It gets even more touching as Mr. Ward shares the little things, like watching Schoolhouse Rock together and taking her to Sesame Place. You can hear in his voice that this wasn't just babysitting, it was parenting. He talks about bedtime, rituals, after-school programs, and talking to teachers like a real dad would. The emotional bond between them feels genuine and deep.
I could possibly want to do for a child, I do for her.
Okay.
And so my thing is that, I'm doing all the things that a dad would do for his daughter. And little bit in me, it's like, hey, I mean, I might as well just go ahead and say that she's mine. Because, up until the time that she and I and her mother were together, that's just the way it was. When it was with her, I was with them. So it's like, I feel like I take care of her.
Okay.
And since I figure I take care of her, then, then this cat over here, you figure that, that he's got something to say about it. When I've hardly seen him, granted, she's the child's daddy. I mean, yeah, every once in a while he'll come around. Every once in a while he'll visit her and all that kind of stuff, but he don't know.
What do you mean by every once in a while?
Oh, but every once in a while, it's like he'll come, he might honk the horn or whatever. He might ask her to come out. She'll come out and see, and that's the one thing about her. She knows no strangers,
Okay, so you're referring, you called him a...
But then comes the tension. Mr. Ward starts pointing fingers at the biological father, accusing him of being mostly absent. He claims the father only comes by once in a while, sometimes just honking the horn to pick the girl up. It's clear. Mr. Ward feels like he's the only consistent presence in her life, and he's not afraid to say it.
I mean, what?
Oh, okay, all right, look.
So this is her dad.
This is her dad, yes.
Okay, so you're saying he's not doing all of the things that you're doing with Little Bit, right?
No, not at all. I mean, really.
And you know that for a fact?
Well, this is how I look at it. If he was like a real man, if he was really taking care of his business, handling his business, then I wouldn't have any room to have proposed to Little Bit's mama. I wouldn't have even a place in her radar. But the fact that I did, to me, kind of says something. I mean, come on, man. It's like, you know.
So let me ask my question again.
Okay.
You know this for a fact that he's not active in her life.
Well, the one thing that I know
Okay.
is that a lot of things that she needs and that she likes and dislikes, he hardly knows half of that.
Oh.
I mean, as far as, I mean, come on. I mean, it's
Sir,
like,
give me 1 second. I'm about to have him wrap it up.
okay,
So,
okay. Well, look, all I know is this.
Judge Vonda B steps in with grace and balance. She acknowledges Mr. Ward's passion, but reminds him that there are always two sides to every story. Now it's time to hear from Dad. Is he really as absent as Mr. Ward claims? Or is there more going on here?
When it comes between me and him, she comes to me. When it comes
that
to
you know of.
yeah, that I see. You know, I mean, every time that he comes, I give them their space, but I'm looking at her body language, and she's like, "Man, when's this gonna be over?" So it's like,
Yeah, 'cause she ready to come home with her real dad.
no.
Okay, Mr. Ward, give me 1 second. You know, your story was beautiful. It was very colorful. You know, and that's not to say that you're being untruthful about anything. However, I would like to also hear from Dad, because as you know, there are always two sides to every story, well, really three, and the truth lies somewhere in between them, right?
I understand.
So give me a moment, and I'll
Okay.
go over to Dad.
All right.
Now, Dad, it sounds like, you know, your daughter and Mr. Ward have a great relationship, but is it true these, you know, allegations he's saying about you not being very active and involved?
None of it, man. I see my
Dad calmly defends himself. He explains his work schedule, 3 days on, 4 days off, and says he sees Malaysia every time he's off work. He picks her up, spends days with her, and she even stays over. According to him, he's not absent. He's just sharing time in his own structured way. It's a solid rebuttal.
every time I'm off work, and every time I'm off, I go and pick her up, and she stays with me for the whole 4 days. I work 3 days on, 4 days off, and
Okay.
he knows it. And when we talk to her on the phone, she says he's too invasive. He always, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he always in her face and want to know
Like
this.
a helicopter dad.
Right.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a microscope. That's how she feels, and she don't like it. And then as far as me and my child's mother splitting up, you know, that was between us. That was years before she even met you, so you can't put that on me.
Well, you know, I can't put a lot on you. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. You can call me helicopter all you want to, but you were not there when her mama died, man. You weren't there to have to console her when she was crying and didn't go to sleep. You weren't there. I was there.
You didn't
Where were
even
you?
tell me. I was at work. You
Huh?
didn't even tell me.
See, that's the thing. You are always at work. You're always at work.
And see, here's the thing. I know there are a lot of emotions going on. I usually don't let people talk.
Tensions flare up as both men argue over who was truly there when Malaysia's mom passed away. Mr. Ward says he was the one consoling the little girl, while Dad was busy at work. The courtroom gets a bit heated, but Judge Vonda keeps control. She acknowledges the emotional weight behind this case and tries to get to the facts.
Talk back and forth to each other.
I'm so sorry.
But I do understand the
I don't wanna talk to
underlying
him anyway.
issue here. Especially with, you know, your fiance passing away. I definitely understand that. I am just trying to get some clarity here because according to the paperwork that you filed, Mr. Ward, there is a court order in place.
Yes.
And it names your fiance as the custodial parent and Dad as the non-custodial parent. And you are essentially trying to modify this order.
Well, yeah, because essentially, to me, I became the custodial parent.
Okay?
I mean,
and
granted,
you
yeah, okay.
understand how you feel is not what the law says, right?
I do understand that. But,
Okay.
Your Honor, the one thing that I do know is that the custodial duties I have taken on, and I know it's not by emotion.
We find out there's already a court order in place naming the mother as custodial parent and dad as non-custodial. Mr. Ward wants to modify that order, believing he's been acting as the real parent. He talks about teachers knowing him and taking full responsibility, but Judge Vonda reminds him, feelings don't override legal standing.
Even just talking about emotion, I'm talking about my actions. The teachers know me. The teachers call me.
Hold that thought. The teachers know you as well?
Yes, ma'am. Now, granted, he lives closer to the school, so he's up there just a little bit more than me, but anytime they call, I stop what I'm doing and I'm on the way.
Okay. All right. It sounds like he's pretty involved. And tell me some things you and your daughter do together.
Well, I take her to piano. I pay for her piano lessons.
Okay.
Some days when I'm off, I take her. He takes her other days. I pay for her to be in karate class.
Okay.
We go to Six Flags together. We go skating together.
Okay.
I try to teach her how to bowl. We have fun. We go to my mom's house and, I drop her off. And she enjoys spending time over there mostly.
All right. So she has a good relationship with grandmother. It sounds like this child is just well loved all around with both sides. I mean, is there...
Dad shares more about his involvement. He pays for piano lessons, karate classes, and spends quality time with Malaysia and her grandmother. It becomes clear both men care about the child. Judge Vonda notes that Malaysia is blessed to have two people who love her dearly, even if their methods and roles are different.
Is there any chance of the two of you trying to get along
Not
to
at
make
all.
it work for the
She wants to
best
be
for
at
your
home
daughter?
with her dad, but he keeps saying, oh, she needs to be here, and my child's mother is no longer here, so I'm trying to get him to court to get full custody of my child
Okay.
all the way. So that's how that's gonna end. You're not gonna be around too much longer.
No, man, no. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. No.
Well, neither one of you are going to talk to each other like anything anymore. I'm ready to make my ruling. I've heard what the both of you have to say. I understand that Dad is pretty involved with the child. He's paying for teaching her how to skate, paying for karate. She has a great relationship with her paternal grandmother. It sounds like Dad wants to be a part of the child's life. I also understand, Mr. Ward, your heavy involvement with the child. You know, you have a nickname for her. You all do things together. You know, she loves ketchup. You know all about her nightlife and her sleep routines and everything like that. However, that does not negate the fact of what the law says. The child was not left with you by Dad. Her dad is still alive. Sounds like he's very active. Doesn't sound like he, is a deadbeat parent by any means. He is making the expenditures that any parent would do. And he also said he's trying to petition the court at some point to get sole custody of his daughter. So based on that, I have no other choice but to dismiss your claim because you do not have any grounds to be petitioning this court for child support. Is there anything further from
No.
either of you?
No.
Ma'am, I'm very happy with the
No.
verdict.
Okay. All right. Well, if there's nothing further, you all are
Suck it up.
dismissed.
Thank you.
What?
Finally, Judge Vonda makes her ruling. While she praises Mr. Ward's love and involvement, the law doesn't give him standing to petition for custody or child support. The biological father is alive, active, and legally recognized. The case is dismissed. It's a tough moment, but a fair one. Judge Vonda reminds us all that the law has to be followed, even when the heart says otherwise.